Irish yogurt's Clonakilty. Try a spoonful of delicious.
Gorgeous starter this morning. So a lot of people tend to go down the route of smoked salmon for Christmas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gorgeous poached salmon starter. So it's really, really nice. So there's a couple of composite elements to it. So I'm going to get started straight away. So the first thing I'm going to do is poach the salmon. So this is my challenge to you both now to make this for Christmas, for the Christmas starter.
I can't guarantee this is going to get made now, Edward, but we'll see. I like a bit of smoked salmon, but poached, will it not like make the house smell?
No, I'm going to convert you this morning. I am going to be...
Okay, good.
I'm going to give you the full conversion.
Believe in Christmas.
Believe, absolutely. Now, so what I've got here is I've got the salmon on parchment paper. Then what I've got is just a little bit of onion or some little bit of fennel or celery or leek or a little aromatic, if you like. I've got some lemon wedges that I'm going to put in there. I've just got some bay leaves, or you could put maybe a few parsley stalks or a bit of coriander stalks or whatever in there, just to give that nice bit of an aromatic as well. I've just got some water, so just a little spoon or two of water in there. And of course, at Christmas, we'd all of us have a little droppy in a wine.
Oh.
So I'm going to put in a little bit of white wine in there as well.
What's with the parchment paper? Why
housekeeping.
For keep it clean.
Absolutely.
Okay,
so I'll save on the Brillo pads. But it just also keeps it from sticking. It'll prevent it from sticking.
Right.
So that's my salmon. I'm going to pop that into the oven, 180, 350 gas mark 4.
What with the leaves?
For about 20
bay
minutes.
leaves?
Bay leaves, yeah. So they're great as a flavour. Now, the second element, actually the third element, I might go and do the third element first. So what I've got is I'm going to do a lovely pickled cucumber. Now, this is the simplest pickled cucumber, but it's so gorgeous to have with like your cured meats, with your smoked salmon.
Or poached.
Or your poached salmon, whichever. So what I'm going to do is I've got a vegetable peeler here, and with my vegetable peeler, I'm just going to peel the ribbons of cucumber. Now, you could grate it if you want, but you can see what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go right down there just to the seeds, but I'm not including the seeds in there as well, because I don't want this to be too wet.
Watery, yeah.
Now, again, sometimes what you could do with the rest of the cucumber is you could put it into a food processor with some ice and maybe a little drop of gin or vodka or something.
Just about to say.
Yeah, where I think we'd get on powerful for Christmas.
I'm like, that'll be fine for the gin and tonic.
Bit of tonic water.
Yeah, and it's like a little kind of it's like a little gin and cucumber slushy. Do you know?
Food waste. We don't want
we have to be so cognizant of it.
So what's that's the way you make a gin and tonic? Stick it in the food mixer?
No, that's like it's a little gin and tonic slushy, which you could have as like a sorbet for Christmas, you know, to cleanse your palate. You know?
Wow, right, okay, love it.
So we don't waste that now.
Keep Granny at bay.
There we go.
Now, into that, I'm going to use the 2 pieces of the cucumber, obviously. Into that, a little bit of red onion. I've got a little bit of red chilli, which I just have under a bit of tissue there. The tiniest little bit of sugar, just to kind of pull a little bit of that out. So just a little pinch of sugar there. And then what I've got is either white wine vinegar, cider vinegar, or rice wine vinegar. Pour a couple of spoons of that in there and just leave that to sit, OK? Leave that to sit. I just did this one late last night and you can see the beautiful resultant mixture. It's gorgeous. So it's a pickled cucumber, but it's really nice and really simple. Now, so the third element of that, assuming that the salmon is cooked and cooled, which mine is, I've got one here which I have cooked and cooled, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the Irish yogurt Clonakilty. I'm using some of their half-fat Crème Fraîche. And we'll all have a bit of Crème Fraîche at Christmas for lots of different bits and pieces. Into that, I'm going to put a little few chilli flakes. They're back after a long absence. I've got a little bit of finely diced shallot in there as well. And I've also got a little bit of lemon juice. So put in the juice of some lemon or some lime in there. Now, what I've also brought with me, just because I had it at home, is just a wee little bit of coriander. But you could put parsley or chives or tarragon in there as well. But I just had a little bit of coriander. And just mix up some of that, just like that. Now, the messy part, I've called it like a pâté, but you could really call it, it's sort of like a salmon rillette. It kind of meets a little bit in the middle.
What's a rillette?
So it's just where you've shredded the kind of the salmon, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pop on the gloves there. Into this, and this is my salmon that I have poached last night. Look how beautiful that is now, Tommy, OK? So just flakes up so beautifully. I'm going to take all of that salmon, and I've just popped on my gloves here. I'm going to take it off the skin, and I'm literally going to shred that up and put that in there as well. So once all of that is in there, I'm going to pop the last little bit there. In there, we're going to pop that. And then, essentially, all you need to do is mix that together. So you can either mix it together by hand or mix it with your spoon. And essentially, that is your really, really nice salmon mixture, like a little salmon mousse, as I said, or a little salmon pâté. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just pull off the gloves and I'm just going to assemble up some of that. Nice. So what I've got, very simply and very quickly, I'm just going to put a little bit of that. We'll spill a little bit. I do that to kind of make people at home feel you too can do that.
Anybody can make it.
Anyone can do it. I used to do everything too perfectly, so now I choreograph in a few mistakes.
You're
and I find,
perfect,
well, listen, practically perfect.
You're doing God's work.
Every day, Muireann, you have no idea.
In every
you
way.
You have no idea. I'm the physical embodiment of the culinary gods, if nothing else. Now, a little bit of oil on the top. And I just think what you want for Christmas is non-complicated. So in the words of Beauty and the Beast, be my guest.
Oh, my God.
Be my guest. Be my guest. I
love the way you're like non-complicated. There were so many elements to this.
Yeah, there
but
was.
It did seem...
in zip time.
I want to try this pickled
But
cucumber.
also, can I just show you, when people are coming around, if people are coming around for drinks or something, think of these lovely crisp breads, which I have. I've piled those with a little bit of salmon, just like so, and a little bit of your pickle. Now, Muireann, you think of your lovely sparkly blazer, a glass of bubbles, and a little canapé. You would be a hit.
So tell me, how do you do the bread quickly? What was that?
I've just got a baguette. I've sliced it very thinly, and then I've just drizzled it with a little bit of rapeseed oil into the oven, about 190 for 8 or 10 minutes, and it just gives that lovely textural interest. But it's a real kind of a scoop up and have it. That is your Christmas starter.
Good.
Christmas Day, I want to see 2 pictures of those coming my way.
That is so good. Did you, because we had Tara O'Connor here yesterday doing tablescaping. I imagine that you do.
Beautiful. I do a fabulous table.
I bet you do.
Fabulous table. Now, we always were told at home that self-praise is half scandal, but I do a fabulous table because I have lots of fresh foliage on it and lovely candles. And listen, you'd nearly need a map to get around it.
Oh, my God.
Because I have a very big table, so it always looks beautiful. I'm very posh, you know.
We're going to be invited down at some stage.
Very
I'm sure
posh.
we will.
A little soiree.
Edward Hayden, happy Christmas. A pleasure as always.
And the same to you both and all of
Utter
the team.
joy.
And all of the viewers every week who are always so kind to me, which is always nice in my classy, trashy Christmas jumper.
You sure
we love
are.
you.